Hey everyone, and welcome to a new series called Can I Kiss You? Written by me, Stacey Holt. Artwork was by ccerealbowl. I'll leave their links below. You should really go check them out because they're such an amazing artist. Now, Chapter 1. Marinette walked into class, sitting her book bag down at her desk as she does every day. She turned to find Alia, Nino, and Adrian's seats empty. She thought this was weird, and turned around to see if anyone else was missing from the class. Though after looking around, seeing everyone talking and laughing amongst themselves, it seemed that only Adrian, Nino, and Alia were absent. She sighed and took out her iPad and began to look over her notes, mentally dreading class for the day. It was a lot more bearable when her friends were there to keep her company. Marinette pulled out her phone and pulled up Alia in her contacts. Hey, are you coming to class? Adrian and Nino aren't here either. She watched as the text went through, but it didn't say read. This was odd. Alia, Nino, and Adrian were all not in class? Adrian never misses class. Well, if he can help it. She could see Alia and Nino missing, or, ditching class to go on a date or something, but Adrian? Something was definitely going on. She felt her pocket vibrate a few seconds later and pulled it out to see that it was a text from Alia. Hey girl, sorry for the late response. Nino and I are gonna ditch today. Would you mind taking notes for us? If she was with Nino, then where was Adrian? Was he sick? Sure, no problem. Have fun. Thanks girl, I owe you one. Marinette turned back to her notes that were on her iPad in front of her, thinking about how she should write her notes. She needed to try to make them neat, easy to read and understand, as well as some little doodles here and there to make it cute, in case she had to give notes to Adrian as well. Though as class got started, she noticed how dense and boring class was without her friends there. Usually, it wasn't so bad because she had her friends, but today, she was all alone. It made the minutes drag out for hours, it seemed like. As the school bell finally rang to release her and her classmates from school, she started her walk home. As she turned the corner and could see her house and bakery, her eyes widened. Adrian's car was parked outside the bakery. What? Why was he there? Marinette rushed inside and saw Adrian pointing to some pastries behind the glass, unaware that she stood behind him. Hey Marinette, how was school today? Sabine smiled, causing Adrian to turn around. Oh, hey Marinette. I didn't see you. Oh, hi. You weren't in class. Are you all right? Marinette asked, her face turning pink. My father had me go to a fashion show to model some clothing designs. Adrian smiled awkwardly, rubbing the back of his neck with a slight laugh. I, have some quotes. Notes from class, if you need them. Marinette looked away, trying to hide her blushing face. Really? Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Marinette. Adrian smiled. Here you go, Mr. Agrest, Sabine said, giving him a neat little white bag with his treats inside. Oh, thank you, he said, taking them. Marinette made those this morning, Sabine winked, causing Marinette's face to turn 3 shades pinker. Really? I bet they'll taste amazing then. Adrian smiled, patting Marinette's shoulder as he left. See you at school tomorrow, Marinette. Marinette waved, then shoved her face into her hands from embarrassment. Sabine smiled at Marinette as she pouted. Marinette rushed up to her room and climbed up the ladder to faceplant onto her pillow. Tiki flew out and sat beside her face, giving her a reassuring smile. Huh? I forgot to give him the notes. Ugh, Tiki, why is this so hard? You seem to be getting better at talking to him at least. Well, kinda. She smiled again. Yeah, because he's dating Kagami. Marinette rolled over and put her hand on her picture board that had hearts around Adrian's modeling pictures. You don't know that for sure. It's just a rumor. You could always ask him. No, I can't do that, Marinette squealed, her hands flying back from the pictures. It's okay, Marinette. You can always find someone else. You're amazing. You just can't see it yet. Tiki flew over to get in Marinette's side of vision to try and cheer her up. Yeah, you're right. I'm not the 14-year-old scaredy cat I used to be. I am 17 years old, almost a graduate. I can find someone, Marinette said confidently. I am Ladybug. That's the spirit? Tiki smiled. But maybe say that last part a little more quietly. Tiki laughed while Marinette joined in on the laughter. It wasn't long until she heard the familiar tapping on the skylight door, causing her to smile. She unlatched the lock above her and lay back down on her back, watching a dark figure fall into the bed beside her. Cat Noir lay down beside her, giving her a smile as his ears twitched. Ready for season 2? Marinette smiled, grabbing the remote above her head, clicking the TV on. Yeah? Cat Noir laughed. Ugh, I can't believe you haven't seen it yet, Marinette laughed. Hey now, I showed you that one movie, and you thought you weren't going to like it, but you loved it. Whiskers away? Marinette laughed. Of course, he laughed, winking. You only liked it because it's about cats. Marinette rolled her eyes while clicking the TV show on. Marinette clicked the light off, and she laid back down beside him, both watching season 2 of their new favorite show. Marinette would glance over at Cat Noir and think to herself in between scenes of the show. Would he act like this if he knew who she was? Would he treat her the same? Would he act weird? Would this be how they would act if they dated? Wait, dated? What was she thinking? No, Marinette. This is Cat Noir. You like Adrien, not Cat Noir. He's your friend who comes to visit you and makes you laugh. Someone who you can be yourself around. No, stop it. You can't have feelings for your friend, right? Marinette turned back to the TV, unaware that his emerald green cat eyes would flick over to her direction occasionally when she wasn't paying attention or looking his way. The lingering and constant need to talk to Cat about how she was feeling seemed to be overwhelming. He was like her best friend. He was her partner after all. Well, he didn't know that, but she did. She could trust him and trust his judgment, as well as his opinion. Cat? Marinette began. His eyes flicked to hers, both completely ignoring the TV now. His hair ruffled around his face as she now stared at him, his eyes almost wanting her to ask the question. Yes, princess? Can I? Marinette looked down at her fingers as she noticed that they were both now turned to one another on the bed. When had they turned to one another? Her mind was going blank. Her heart was pounding. She wanted to get Adrien out of her mind. She needed someone else. Who else other than her partner? She could ask him, right? Can you... what? His face confused as he saw her blushing and silent. Can I kiss you?